Cookie and her mother. A story of overcoming, love, and miracles. The rain had stopped recently, but it still left its marks on the cold, deserted road. The asphalt was damp, and small puddles reflected the gray sky. At the side of the road, a moving and tragic scene unfolded. A dog lay motionless, her body covered in mud, as if all her life had abandoned her. Beside her, a small puppy, as fragile as it was vulnerable, was huddled against his mother's body. He was shivering from the cold, completely soaked, while his innocent eyes, filled with silent tears, expressed deep suffering. It wasn't the rain that made him cry, but the pain of seeing his mother there, motionless. With delicate gestures, the puppy rubbed his cheek against her body, pushing her gently with his little snout. He seemed to beg her to wake up, as if he couldn't accept that his mother was no longer there to protect him. But her body remained cold and silent, indifferent to the puppy's desperate plea. Although no one knew for sure what had happened, the signs pointed to a hit and run. The dog had probably been hit by a vehicle, and the indifferent driver had continued on his way, leaving her there, abandoned. The puppy, still too young to understand the cruel reality, believed that his mother was just sleeping. He did not know that her protective arms had left him forever. The encounter with kindness. Meanwhile, Anna, a woman with a generous heart, was driving along the same road. She was heading home after a long day, but something made her slow down. As she looked to the side of the road, she saw the scene that would break her heart. The small puppy, vulnerable and helpless, was crying next to his mother. Anna could not ignore the suffering before her eyes. She stopped the car immediately and ran to them, feeling the weight of sadness and despair. As she got closer, she saw the puppy's fragility and the mother's immobility up close. Tears began to stream down Anna's face. She knelt down beside them, hugging them carefully. Trembling with emotion, she tried to get the attention of other drivers who were passing by. "Please, someone help me. They need a hospital now." Her voice was a mix of urgency and desperation. The fight for life. Anna got help and took the dog and the puppy to the nearest veterinary hospital. As soon as they arrived, the medical team began to act quickly. The dog underwent a series of tests: ultrasound, x-rays, blood tests, and detailed evaluations of her organs. The diagnosis was devastating. Her condition was extremely serious, and the doctors knew it would be an uphill battle to save her life. For hours, the dog suffered convulsions and seizures. Her body was exhausted, but even so, she seemed to fight. There was something about her resilience that moved everyone. She was fighting for the puppy, who still needed her. Meanwhile, Anna devoted all her attention to the little puppy. She fed him formula, holding him carefully, and decided to name him Cookie. Every touch of her gentle hands was an attempt to comfort him and make up for the loss he had suffered. Cookie, although safe in Anna's arms, kept his eyes fixed on his mother. He seemed to be waiting for her to come back to him, without understanding that his mother was between life and death. A reborn hope. After hours of intensive care, the dog began to show signs of recovery. The convulsions subsided, and the doctors were finally able to give her good news. She was out of danger. However, her full recovery would require time, patience, and a lot of special care. Anna felt a wave of relief and emotion. She took Cookie in her arms again, and the little puppy, still fragile, drank eagerly from the bottle she had prepared. At that moment, Anna realized that all the effort, every tear, and every minute had been worth it. A new beginning. The days that followed were marked by dedication and love. The dog remained at the clinic to receive the necessary care, while Anna visited her daily, taking Cookie with her. Each day, mother and son took small steps towards recovery. Cookie began to grow, gaining weight and energy. He drank milk regularly, and his eyes, once full of sadness, began to shine with joy. His mother, in turn, slowly but surely regained her strength. A happy ending. Today, mother and son are no longer abandoned on the side of a cold road. They are safe, surrounded by love and care. Anna, with her generous heart, made sure that they both had a new chance at life. This story is not just about survival, but about the power of love and kindness. Thanks to Anna's determination and the dedication of the medical team, Cookie and her mother now have a future full of hope and happiness. A small miracle. This journey reminds us that even in the darkest moments, love and compassion can transform lives. Cookie and her mother are proof that we should never give up because miracles happen when there is faith and kindness. And it was all possible because of Anna, who stopped, looked, and decided to make a difference.